everyone, Hezu here. With the coronavirus quarantine happening, there's a lot of panic buying going on right now, especially when it comes to food. Considering I'm stuck at home right now, not sure how to go about my next franchise critique video, I figured I'd pause for something a tad bit personal and weird. Something I've always been embarrassed about is my pickiness when it comes to food. I don't know how it started or why it's lasted this way, but many people have bothered me about it. I always seem to deter from foods with 3 issues: taste, texture, and combination. So, let's review the food group table. A. Meat. First off, I'm a vegetarian. That means no meat. No chicken, no beef, no pork, no duck, no turkey, no nothing. When I put meat in my mouth and chew, I can't stop thinking about the fact that I just put the flesh of a dead body in my mouth. A creature that was alive and probably met a gruesome, terrifying end. And if I see any kind of blood or feathers or fat, I feel quite faint. My dad was allergic to meat, specifically pork, so I sort of grew up a vegetarian. I ate some chicken as a kid, and my mother eats meat, but I just felt most comfortable sticking to my veggies. I'm not one of those crazy vegans online who shame people for eating meat. Eating meat is natural for most creatures. Being a vegetarian is a privilege and a personal choice. That being said, please don't bully people for being a vegetarian either. You have no idea how many people purposefully chew meat in front of me to make me uncomfortable. Or how many people tell me being a vegetarian is impossible and that I won't get any protein. Leave me alone, please. I just ask that if you eat meat, please support meat providers that aren't shady and raise their animals in a humane way before serving them. Make sure your food is healthy and happy so you're healthy and happy. I actually eat eggs. They aren't alive, they're just balls of protein. I can only eat them in 2 styles, though: hard-boiled and hard scrambled. My grandma made me try a poached egg one time, and I swear to God, you people are crazy. You're practically drinking an egg. I don't think you should have those things raw. I'm a vegetarian, which means I don't eat meat, but I do eat animal products, marshmallows included. However, technically I'm a pescatarian because I eat salmon, under proper conditions, of course. It absolutely must be grilled medium rare and lightly salted. No sushi, no shellfish, no shrimp, and no other fish of any kind. And no light broiling. It's got to be totally grilled. I like my foods crusty. I like the crunch. B. Veggies. As mentioned, I'm a vegetarian, but even there, I'm picky. I consider myself to be a healthy eater. I love carrots, cucumber, lettuce, sprouts, and potatoes. But at celery. It's too stringy. I also don't care for mushrooms. Asparagus. It tastes weird and it's too chewy. Eggplant. Brussels sprouts. I mean, I'd eat them, but they taste kind of bitter. I don't like onions. And I don't care for avocados. They taste like nothing.
Avocado! Thanks!
I like pumpkin-flavored things, but never would I eat a raw pumpkin or squash itself. Again, because of strings. I absolutely cannot eat tomatoes. They're sour and too wet to eat for me. But I love ketchup, pizza, and pasta sauce. I just can't have tomatoes in their prime form. Now, I don't mind the taste of peppers, but I avoid eating them because if I do, all I taste is peppers the rest of the day. It's like my digestion just keeps belching up the flavor of bell peppers with everything else I eat for the rest of the day. It really messes with my sense of taste after I eat them, so despite being quite tasty, I simply don't eat them because of this issue. I love salads, but absolutely no fucking dressing. Putting dressing on a salad is like putting wet syrup on leaves. I simply cannot understand why people like it. It's unnatural and tastes funny. I mean, I know purple leaves can be bitter or kale can be hard to swallow, and that's understandable, but I simply can't eat salad any other way. It has to be raw. C. Fruit. I've got a sweet tooth, so I love fruit. If only fruit loved me back. Ever since puberty, I've been allergic to citrus. As a kid, I loved lemonade, but I can't have it anymore. Lemons, oranges, grapefruit, and pineapple makes my face flare up for a few hours. I get a bit sweaty, and my throat and tongue get hurtful white bumps that stick with me for the next 12 hours after consumption. I love citrus. I just can't have it. My brother has the same issue, but that crazy man still downs lemonade even knowing it will make him suffer. He's an Aries, though, so honestly, this shouldn't be a surprise. Otherwise, apples, dried cranberries, all-colored grapes, especially red ones, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, bananas, mulberries, watermelon, cherries, pears, plums, and persimmons. Oh, persimmons are so good. I love me my crunchy persimmons. They're like pumpkins mixed with apples mixed with cantaloupe. But it has its own unique flavor. I simply can't. I've always failed to compare persimmons to other things, but I freaking love them. They're one of my favorite fruits. I don't always care for papayas, mango, or honeydew because of the texture, but I still eat it. And I hate kiwis for a multitude of reasons. Everything else, I'm indifferent to. D. Bread. My grandma has a gluten allergy, so she is gluten-free. My mother also avoids gluten, but my brother and I love bread too much to let it go. Though I tend to like grainy, seedy bread. None of that white, spongy sin made by man. I don't mind sourdough, but it's not something I indulge in often. Usually it's my last choice for bread choosing. I love French pastries and bakery products, like croissants. I can't stand bread with olives or raisins in it. And fruitcake was a fucking mistake made by the devil. E. Miscellaneous. Nuts. I love peanuts, almonds, and raw pistachios. The only nuts I avoid are pecans and walnuts because they make me flare up. Beans. I like black beans. I love cheese taquitos.
My taquitos! My taquitos!
Pinto beans aren't bad either. I eat a mixture of garbanzo beans and black olives on a daily basis. I just love that combination. Weirdly enough, I find carrots and cheddar cheese to be a good combination too. It's weird, but trust me. Try it. It's delicious. But I refuse to touch any other kind of olive, especially green ones. I only like salty black. Kidney beans and lima beans have personally offended me, and I refuse to go within 3 feet of them at all times. I love tofu! Especially savory flavor. Trader Joe's betrayed me and got rid of it. Now I'm cursed with teriyaki forever. But I like that flavor too, so it's not all that bad. I eat most kinds of rice, no problem. But gluten rice is gross and wild rice is a bit much. But I love jasmine rice with a little bit of soy sauce. Mwah! Oh, yummy. Dairy. I love cheese. Swiss and mild cheddar are my favorites. Munster and Manchego ain't bad either. Cheese is best eaten at or above room temperature. Otherwise, you're basically eating a hard, cold chunk of something. You want it creamy and not so chewy. Pizza is delicious, but the cheese has to be light. Oh my god. You have no idea how many pizzas I order that are 70% cheese, and it makes me choke in disgust every time. Commercials always advertise stringy, melty cheese, and I cannot stand that. It's like eating your own hair to me. Ugh, nasty, nasty, nasty. I'd also like to ironically say that my favorite kind of pizza is pineapple and olive, which I'm sure is going to spark a war in the comments section.
Pineapple and olive? Sweet and salty.
I used to drink a lot of milk, but not so much as of late. It kind of weirds me out knowing where it comes from now. But I used to prefer 1%, a nice medium of thick and thin. Soup. I don't like soup. The only kind of soup I actually would eat 100% and really love is pea soup. Everything else typically has a strange lingering flavor that tastes like tomato, and of course it bothers me. Some veggie soups aren't bad, and I'll eat them. I just don't go out of my way to consume them if I can avoid them. Once, my grandma made a thick tomato soup that I felt obligated to eat since I didn't want to waste it or feel guilty, so she and my uncles were forced to watch me consume it with an entire bowl of chips. To their shock, I treated it like a dipping sauce and managed to consume the whole thing with very little disgust to my surprise. The crunch and salt of the chip must have shielded my tongue from the foul texture and taste of the tomato soup for me. But yeah, that's how crazy my pickiness can get. Tea. I typically really hate tea.
This tea is nothing more than hot leaf juice.
Uncle, that's what all tea is.
Only instances I force myself to drink it is for sickness or in the wintertime. But I found out recently it's actually kind of an acquired taste. I tried cutting leaf tea for a cold one time, and weirdly enough, I found myself kind of fancying it after a while. But if I leave it in the water for too long, it practically becomes undrinkable, but yeah, that's, I guess, normal for tea, so yeah. I also don't like carbonated drinks. I mean, you take a swig of liquid that feels like it's digesting your mouth and you want to let that into your own digestive system? Not to mention the amount of sugar in these things. Good lord. F. Cuisine. I absolutely love Thai food. Yellow curries, fried tofu, their salad plates, delicious crunchy spring rolls, side of rice, peanut sauce, and sweet, sour, and spicy sauce. Oh boy, I love me some Thai food. I also like Japanese tempura. I want to love ramen dishes more too, but again, a lot of ramen is made with meat or it's too soupy for me. I'm gonna try my best to remedy my pickiness for that, especially if I want to visit Japan someday. I avoid Chinese and Indian food for multiple reasons. Indian curries I found can be a little thick, and Chinese food, at least the kind served in the US, is really, really greasy, not to mention 80% meat, so not my thing. Keep in mind, I'm very ignorant to other culture diets and cuisines, so if I haven't mentioned something in this video, I'm probably indifferent or I've never tried it. So there could be cuisines I haven't discovered out there yet that I might really enjoy or dislike even more. Only time will tell. Well, ladies and gents, let's do an allergies recall. Citrus, pecans, walnuts, and too much salt and sugar. If I have more than one bowl of chips or more than one piece of cake or 2 cookies, my face flares up and I get tongue bumps. So, you guys can't kill me with this knowledge, but you can certainly inconvenience me. My issue with being picky is I don't know when things are actually bad or not. So if I order something and I find it disgusting, I don't know if it's just me or if the restaurant messed up my order, or that meal really shouldn't have existed in the first place. Like that one time I ordered vegetable tempura and it turned out to be an entire half pack of deep fried greasy asparagus and 8 chunks of deep fried pickled artichoke. To the restaurant that served that to me on a plate, I hate you and I'm never coming back. And I can't bring myself to eat anything that has a detailed character on it. It just really, really creeps me out.
That's why I'm an ultra-recyclo-vegetarian.
Which means what? She doesn't eat anything with a face on it.
Now, despite being considered picky, I'm still generally healthy. I'm 115 to 120 pounds, and my diet consists of the same foods every day, but I like it that way. Usually it's a matter of whether I'd like something hot or cold that week. But my pickiness still bothers me. If I were to visit other countries, I feel like my pickiness would seem insulting to them, and I really don't want that to be the case. It's just how I am. Well, now you guys know what an absolute freak I am when it comes to food. I bet you've never met someone with such food baggage before. Can you guys relate to any of this? Let me know what your cuisine tastes are like down in the comments below. Thanks for watching. You know what to do. Stay healthy and have a great day. Oh, wait! I need to introduce my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Blaza Nyab, Dennis, Kava, Lakey, Nicholas, Paul, Pink Cat, Tulip Warrior Zero, Cookie. I probably butchered those names, but thank you again so much anyway. Oh, I'd also like to thank Kava and DJBX50 on Twitter and Inkweld1931 on Instagram for these adorable drawings of me. They're so cute. I love them. I thought they deserved a shout out, so hey, why don't I do a fan art feature? Go check them out. They're talented. Thank you guys so much again. I hope you're all doing well with this quarantine, and I hope you stay tuned in for my next video. Love y'all. Bye-bye.